tuning into MATV's Release the Sounds here for local music, local musicians, and local music fans. I'm Liz Tagle, your host. With us today is Anthony Savino from Providence, Rhode Island. He's going to play a few songs right now.
Passenger, you wake up 7 miles from home. Everything you thought you dreamed through the window came. Ambiguity of senses, memories don't call. At such speeds they howl and turn like the morning bell. Corners of the city, quiet until construction came, exalting the cameras, cop cars creep, keep the kids home. Translucence permeates through the sound of bells, pageantry practice to craft this a common, cue the curtain call. Monday morning diner, symphony of solipsistic seats of mine where the time goes, no one sleeps by the big boats. Through these west end shadows, carried a caffeine dream, with weight of waiting for the weekend, waves of breaking foam. City Hall was sleeping like a sunken boat. Masses shook while the hands of crooks in suits held their seats. If we follow history beneath the rising foam, through the screen and window the wind blows the calendar dreams.
called Bristol County. This next one I wrote when a friend of mine asked me to write some music for a film she was making. And this didn't end up making it into the film, but it's called The Wild Night. This next song is called What You Read. Are you weak in the knees from following your fate? Lying there in the street by the fountain. Do you believe what you read? There are rivers in the leaves and waves in the seas like mountains. You were young and alive when summer passed you by and the moon became your own light. But the river to your right is a mystery wide. Why is it so bright on the far side? When you first came round, you were rain coming down. Now you hit the ground like sawdust. And you say this town, it ain't what you found. How you gonna sound in August? Is it lack of faith that's pulling you away? Is it what you take from your family? Is it what you don't say 'cause you think that it's strange? Keep your hands free. Are you weak in the knees from following your fate? Lying there in the street by the fountain. Do you believe what you read? There are rivers in the leaves and waves in the seas like mountains. The song's called When You Arrive. The moon is all bright. Some lower clouds keep cover. Storm is off. Trains arrive. Oh, this is somewhere nearing all the edges. Electric under waxing. Don't let anybody know. Don't take your word for anything. This is an old world. Don't let anyone know. If the colors are dry, the blue that blankets the back of your mind. When you trees are torn and dry. Do something else now. Don't have to be right now. All will take shape. Make something else now. If you've seen it all, through the trees the wind will sing what the birds leave out. I will follow you home. Moonset with mania in my breath. Orange rind, sunrise binds the rooftops. Moonset with nausea in my bed. Draw the line at water mine. Stop. Call me when I'm upset. Tell me it's just Monday night. Call me to just forget. It's too much to bear. Midnight with notebook and writing pen. Back and forth, use the floor to gather up materials. Midnight, the notebook is blank again. Out the door, the streets are more receptive to wandering. Come here, I'm not dead yet. Tonight there's a ghostly wind. I came here to break a sweat, left with a broken shin. Highway feeling, I know thee well. Can I be sure of my compass? Highway, really, thy length's not hell. And I have been traveling the opposite way. I went out for a trill, found a waiting room. All your bourgeois plans by the taxi stand. Far away West End. This never happened. Feel the lining of this raincoat, so defiant through the night, cold night, like defending glass through cigar smoke. Can't escape the chills. Every detour leads to my father's building, and I can't face it. Can't escape the crowd till an old flame draws me out to the outskirts of this jungle where the rich birds through the night, cold night, with the trembling clouds through cigar smoke. There's a logic to your friendships. You seek counsel through these endless permutated traditions. I'll stay uptown with the senior chandeliers and grounds of gold anyhow. Since the evening's trembling through the ice storm.
Anthony,
Hello.
hello.
What's up?
Hello. Hi. Thank you so much for coming on today.
My pleasure.
It was our pleasure entirely, my pleasure entirely.
Cool.
We drove all the way up from Providence, and then you took the red line from Quincy
I did.
all the way to Malden Center to share with us your music, and it was really beautiful.
Thank you. I still have my parking ticket from the garage, and I asked one of the security guards at Quincy Center if I have to pay when I, like, right there when I take the train, or if I should pay later, and he was like, I have no idea, that's a different company. So then I just went on my way. So I don't know if I have to pay later. I have to pay later because I haven't paid yet.
Unless you like go up and you're like, the guy said pay when I come in, and
Yeah.
so I paid when I came in.
And
And
then,
then-
they'll just wave me through.
Yeah, I bet it's worth a shot.
Yeah.
They're
And
like,
then they'll
"You
probably
still
be
have
like,
to
oh,
pay."
he doesn't know anything.
Yeah, exactly, because he doesn't. It's a different company.
I mean, I don't know. I don't even know anything about his company.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm even worse off. I'm like,
This is how we can benefit financially from the segmenting of, or the reason the T is in such financial straits. It's one or the other.
yeah,
but,
yeah.
you know. Either way, though.
I'm here. Either
Yeah,
way.
you got here, and thank you for making the effort on a Saturday morning to get out here to Malden. A snowy Saturday morning.
Snowy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a beautiful set. Thank you so much for sharing it with us.
No problem.
How long have you been playing?
I've been playing guitar for about 14 years. And yeah, I grew up in New Bedford, Massachusetts, and I would go to Cafe Arpeggio open mic most Thursdays. And so I would take my guitar there, and I would see all these like old folks playing these old songs. A lot of times I'd be hearing like Bob Dylan or Neil Young songs for the first time, and so that's how I ended up
Nice.
hearing them, was in this like live setting, just hearing these people play. And I was just like this little kid just with a guitar, and I was like, I want to play too, and I'd be playing my own weird originals or just like covers of stuff that these people had no idea what they were, but they let me like do my thing. So it was cool to play in that kind of a live setting as I was starting out. So I sort of got my start with like a built-in audience.
Yeah, definitely. And it sounds like connections too. So
Yeah, I still
start
see
to
some
meet
of those people now and then, and it's cool. Yeah.
Nice. And since the start at Cafe Arpeggio,
Yeah.
you have put out several albums.
Hmm.
They are on your Bandcamp site. I've seen. I don't know if that's all the albums and EPs that you've done, but there's a lot on your Bandcamp site, and I notice a lot of classical influence too in your work. There's a lot of folk and a lot of classical influence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to listen to a lot of classical, and I still do. Um, and classical was some of the first music that I sort of discovered was important to me. And my first instrument was violin, and so when I was first learning music and taking lessons, that was on violin, and so I was learning classical pieces, and so I've always sort of had an ear for it, and never studied it in school. I have friends who are much more well versed in music history and theory, but to me, it's always been important to keep in mind that there was like a lot of music that came out and was composed before like digital media and recorded technology and things like that. So
Yeah, there are the motions that set the next motions in place. It's definitely
for sure.
And it comes through in your music that influence. It was a very relaxing and nice recording session today.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Do you have any more modern, specific guitar influences that that have come through? I noticed you mentioned Neil Young and Bob Dylan.
Yeah, those guys, they're pretty cool. I don't listen to them as much as I guess people would assume, like when they see someone with an acoustic guitar. But I think they're pretty cool. They have some good songs. I think for me a huge influence on my fingerstyle playing would be Anais Mitchell.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you've heard of her, but she's from Vermont, and she's been doing her thing for maybe a decade or so, probably more. But she's a really good songwriter, and her guitar style, the way she spaces out chords and arpeggiates things, has had a huge influence on me. When I first heard her recordings, I just like never really thought about playing a chord that way. So, or the ways that she does it. So she's been pretty influential in my guitar style.
Nice.
And of course, guys like John Fahey and Leo Kottke, some of these like older like guitar players are been pretty important to me. Like after the fact, like I'll go in, if I like hear of things, I'll like go and look them up and be like, oh yeah, this is really cool. Yeah.
Definitely. And that finger style comes through too.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Well, there was a mention of oh, shoot. I forgot what I was going to say. This happens.
Yeah, hey, it happens.
Oh, I remember what I was going to ask. Okay, there was a mention of a film that you did music for.
Right.
Did you do a soundtrack? Did you do a score? What kind of?
It was kind of so. I did. I guess you would call it a score.
Yeah.
I didn't write it out on notation paper, so there isn't like an actual
That
like
doesn't count.
score that you could look through. But yeah, a friend of mine in Barcelona was making a film, and it's a short film. It's on. I think it's on Vimeo.
Oh, cool.
And if you go on my Bandcamp, and then from there, if you go to my Facebook page for my music, I think I posted a link there pretty recently, and I guess I'll find a way to update it so that it's a little more easier to access. But yeah, she was making a film, and she asked if I wanted to do the music. She was a fan of my music, so it's all instrumental guitar that I wrote for for the film. And one of the songs that I
Nice.
played today was part of the greater project. It didn't actually make it into the film, but it still sort of works with the whole idea. Yeah. It was my first time, being part of something like that. So it was really cool to like be in communication with someone about this film being made, and then, write the music and record it and send it out. And then I sort of forgot about it for a while, and then she got in touch with me and she was like, here's the film. So it was cool to watch this short film and just like hear my music and see it on screen with what was happening.
See how it all went together
Yeah.
and made a complete project.
Totally. Yeah.
What's the name of the film?
I think it's called The Wolf.
The Wolf.
Yeah. And it's on Vimeo.
All right.
And it should be on easy to access through all of my social media.
Nice.
Yeah.
Great. Well, I know I want to check it out now too.
Cool.
Yeah. So
Maybe you could intersperse it into the show or something.
I like that.
I don't know.
Somehow in post or,
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
If it's right.
If it fits,
Yeah.
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 I don't want to, I want to do her project justice. So,
Totally, yeah. Right on.
But do you have any new projects coming up?
Yes. Some of the songs that I played today are going to be on an album of mine that I'm working on. It's a weird sentence.
No, it's fine.
But yeah, I'm recording a new full length, and yeah, we're almost done tracking.
Oh, nice.
We're like into the mixing sort of stage. So I'd say maybe sometime next year there should be some buzz about it, some like official like, oh, here it is, it's coming up. So it's gonna be a full length, 10 songs.
That's great.
Yeah, most of the songs that I sang on today are gonna be on that album.
I noticed a lot of them sounded unfamiliar. I couldn't go through everything that you've done, but that makes sense.
Yeah.
That so much of the material was new. What's the name of the album going to be? Do you have a name picked out?
There's no name yet. That's in the works.
Well, you've got time, it sounds like. A little bit of time.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a few ideas and a few different ways of coming up with the album name, but nothing definite yet.
All right. Well, then we'll await the name and await the album. I'm looking forward to hearing it in order as it,
Yeah.
the final product.
Cool. I'll definitely send along some info as it comes up.
Cool, do.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it was so great to have you on, Anthony.
It's great to be
and
here, Liz. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. If you ever want to come on again, let us know.
I'd love to.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that wraps up the interview.
Cool.
And thank you for tuning in. This has been Release the Sounds at MATV. I'm Liz Tagle. Our guest today was Anthony Savino. Hope to see you next time. Bye. Yeah, get this. It's important.